Minuteman exists to assist first responders and victims in the immediate aftermath of a disaster. In 2011, Joplin, Missouri was struck by a F5 tornado. And there were 4 men here from McKinney who were asked to assist with hauling supplies up there for the victims who were in need. As they began to ask around and learn about the situation in Joplin, they learned quickly that the resources that they had were overwhelmed and that they really needed assistance in those early hours after the tornado had hit. Those same men began to make their way home and felt compelled to do something to help out in a way that really has never been done before. And it birthed an organization that we call Minuteman. That organization now, 5 years later, has advanced in many different ways. The team has expanded, an extensive amount of training has taken place.
I don't have any experience in search and rescue, so one of the things that was exciting for me about joining Minuteman was all the training. 70+ hours of training, AED first aid training, all the way through the FEMA courses, the SARTEC training, the search and rescue training. It's a lot of hours, but it's very rewarding, and I've learned an awful lot, and I feel as prepared as I can be.
You, of course, go through a lot of training at Minuteman, but you can never prepare yourself for what you actually see when you arrive on scene for the first time and it's live. It's a very eerie feeling when you see a lot of disaster and the power is out. At the same time, there's a lot of chaos, a lot of confusion, and a lot of activity that's going on.
Once you get on scene though and you learn what the need is, it's all adrenaline. You fall back on your training and you just focus on completing whatever assignment you're given. That's really the most valuable part for us, is having the confidence to go in on a scene knowing that we're equipped, knowing that we're trained, and actually being a ready resource in whatever way is needed. I remember in Granbury there was a time where we were looking for some missing children that were thankfully later discovered. But at the time you don't know that. And so you see the pictures, you see the toys. It's heart-wrenching when you see that. That goes back to the reason we formed Minuteman in the first place, is to be able to help people just like that. One of the things I like best about Minuteman is we have such a great team. It draws the very best people. Guys that I would trust with my safety and my care, and I would happily do the same for them. I'm also very grateful to our financial supporters that give us the resources we need to go in with confidence. We know that we have the right equipment. We know we have the right training to do our job. So those things can be in the back of our mind, and we can focus instead on the task at hand.
I really feel it's my time and opportunity to give back. I've been very fortunate with what I've had in my life, and it's time to help others.
There's an awful lot of organizations that are there in the days and weeks after, but it's that immediate search and rescue response and the ability to impact communities that, to me, I think is a very great opportunity to give back.
And we know that there are people out there who can give of their time, who can go through the training and join our team, and we invite them. But we also know that there are people who can't do that, but they're able to give. And so we just ask everyone to take a moment and look and see, how can you be a part of Minuteman? How can you be a part of not just affecting the community that we live in here in McKinney or in the DFW area, but in the region? How can you make a difference through Minuteman?